To get started, tell me a little bit about your character, Biggie, and what drew you to this role.
Well, Biggie is a salesman. He's the main representative of power. I would say he's a visionary. He's very confident in his vision. He wants to take the product all over the world. Very confident, smooth salesman. But underneath that character that he built for himself to seduce people, I think he's a very insecure person. That gets, and I don't want to give spoilers, but there's a moment in the movie that is revealed very clearly, and that was the interesting thing. It's contradictory. It's a character that I've since the beginning I've tried to humanize him. I think villains are interesting to play, but also very tricky because it's hard to humanize them because the audience is like right away they just don't like them. They say this is a bad guy, I don't like him. So my job and my challenge as an actor is to try to at least make people understand who he is as a person. It's not a villain or a bad guy or a good guy. And it was interesting to take that journey with Biggie. Also, his transformation throughout the movie was something very exciting and stimulating for me. It's a process that I've went through before, but not as intense as this time. So I've learned a lot with this experience.
What do you think sets this film apart from other stories about superpowered people?
I think it's a very fresh approach to superpowers. It's not a superhero movie. It is about regular people that have a chance to have a superpower for 5 minutes after they take a pill. But the pill is very dangerous too. It could do harm. It could kill you. The premise is very interesting, and the idea of playing with superpowers, but not exactly talking about superheroes, appeared to me very just interesting material to play with, especially nowadays, the world we're living in. I think there is a very clear metaphor at the very center. I mean, in the title of the movie, it's called Project Power. So we're clearly talking about our need for power as human beings. How far do we go to have power? What we're capable of doing, and questioning all that.
So I understand you had some pretty incredible practical stunts on the film, and I had to wear some pretty interesting prosthetics. Without giving away too much, tell me what that was like.
Yes, I mean, Biggie goes through a very intense transformation throughout the film, physical transformation. I had a very long makeup session. I think it was about 9 hours. I had the pleasure and the luck to work with an amazing makeup artist. His name is Mike Marino, and he really, did an amazing job. So the interesting thing about this film is that there's very, very little CGI. Everything's shot, I mean, in practical way. That's the style of the directors. I had to. One of the things that were interesting to me to exercise is like to be focused, to work on my concentration, because I was for so many hours at the makeup chair getting ready, and then I had to incorporate, that the prosthetics, and it, it was a lot, and I just had to make that new. No spoilers, but I had to adjust myself and incorporate that external thing and become one thing and create the character. So it was amazing. It was a great experience, and I would say that I've never done anything like that before.
What was it like working with Henry and Rel?
Those boys, Harry and Rel are the best. I remember the very first call I had with them after I read the script. We got on the phone. It was a Skype, and I just liked them right away. We started to talk about the movie, and the first thing they said was, "What do you have to say about this character? Do you have any ideas, any suggestions?" And I'm like, I like these guys. They're already open like that, you know. They wanted to collaborate, and it's great to be able to work like that. You know, I truly believe in collaboration, and I think that this process, the reason that I believe the movie came out, you know, it turned out to be really, really great, and I'm very proud of it. But the reason is also the way it was done. You know, the atmosphere on set, Rel and Henry, and then Jamie, Joseph, Dominic. Um, it was so relaxed, you know, on set. It was such a great environment that we were improvising. It was just you know, a very creative environment, and that's all we want as artists. If we have that environment, it shows. At the end of the day, you know, you see it, the result. It becomes something that you can tell, and I think that's the case with this film.
What was it like working with Jamie Foxx and Joseph Gordon-Levitt?
You know, I've been a fan of Jamie and Joseph for a long time, but you never know. You know, when you meet them, you never know how it's going to be. And I try not to create any expectations, but I was very. It was a happy surprise because they were so down to earth, accessible, and both of them. Jamie has a very he's just very intelligent. He's smart. He's quick. He's able to talk about anything, and he wants to make sure that everybody's okay, that everybody's having a good time. He would play songs for us on set. He would, you know, talk about so many different things. I loved it. I had a great time, and Joseph too. I had good conversations with Joseph on set in between takes. You know, such a sweet guy, very talented, and very generous. You know, he was there. You know, in movies, you know, you do your side, you do a close up, and then you turn the camera the other side, and then you have your co-star, the actor is there helping you. And you could tell that, you know, Joseph was always there, just trying to feed you and to help you. And that's very moving. It's very, you know, that's true collaboration. So I had a great time with both of them.
Hey, now don't close out, I've got some awesome movie extra trivia. One of the great pioneers of special effects was Ray Harryhausen. He pushed the limits of imagination, visual effects and miniatures in ways that inspired generations after him. One of his most famous moments in film was a scene in Jason and the Argonauts where the hero had a sword fight with 7 skeleton warriors. The scene was done with stop motion and took 4 months to complete. Now, do you like my shirt? You can get one for yourself in the shop section under the video.